But my bigger second guess is mindset of the team. And that you heard it right there. You heard the mindset of the team. Oh, well, we were building towards something. We were the best team in the league. We just made a couple deadline deals. Oh, we were going good. So, like, who are you blaming? It was an act of God. What are you going to do? You know, figure it out. Toughen up.
The pandemic is the reason that Nick Ritchie sucks. That's what Bruce Cassidy just told you right there.
I can't stand that. And, oh, by the way, you got bitch slapped by the biggest toolbox in the league. Let me just hear this real quick. This is now, they did a documentary behind the scenes thing. I haven't seen it. It's on ESPN Plus. I might be a subscriber. I don't know. I don't want to figure out how to log on or download the app. So F it, whatever. Just, I heard this. So they were behind the scenes with the Bruins and Lightning, and they caught John Cooper in between periods of, well, game 3, the blowout game, whatever it was. And boy, did he slap you across the face with a wet sausage. Go ahead, let me hear John Cooper. I haven't heard this yet.
He put them in an uncomfortable spot. Right? They don't want to be here. They don't know how to handle it because you're harder. And the reason you're doing it is you keep getting pucks behind them. You keep pounding them, and they don't like it. You can send the message now that we're here.
Yeah, and they didn't want to be. Cooper, one of the biggest toolboxes in the league. Arrogant pud. But he's right. You were too belly aching over the fact that the pandemic slowed your roll. And you didn't want to be there, ultimately, not like Tampa. So, God, I hope that leaves a bad taste, too. And, you know, the next time you're a little tougher about the whole thing. Oh, that excuse-making. God, that's brutal. So there's your Bruins Minute. Did you enjoy it? Your calls on that and anything else right after this.
Should be a hitter of his quality.
See, I totally agree with what you just said in that I would have zero concerns about him to like a short to medium term deal. We know who he is as a hitter now. The guy's a monster and a run producer. One last thing on JD for you. Do you think that he is bothered by what has happened? He didn't touch this yesterday. They asked him, you know, the rate of turnover, the sort of transitional period has certainly come fast here, and you're kind of left behind. Do you think he wants to be with a winner, take a chance on a run at a ring or two more?
Well, that's the other part of the equation as well. You know, you got a 1-year option that you don't know what's going to happen. Do you want to stay here for a year and be a free agent at 34? It'd be different if this team was competing for a World Series, you know, but he's looking at it and so I just saw Mookie traded. I just saw Price traded. You know, I just saw Workman, our closer, traded. Is this where I want to be for 1 year? Like, what is my team going to look? 33, 34 years old. Like, I like what happened in 2018. I want more of that. I don't want this. So I think a lot of factors, and even though people still don't believe he's leaving, I think he's gone.
You know, another guy who was really in the rumor mill at the trade deadline was Christian Vasquez, and he has been such a fixture on this ball club. And, you know, it's interesting to me, Lou, that he's stuck around. And interesting is probably the wrong word, but it's telling. And I think that it's sort of like Jackie, although in a more profound way, that the Red Sox really value him. They want him to stick around. He's got a really good deal for a couple more years, and he's an above average, if not top half of the league, if not better than that catcher. What did you make of the fact that Christian stayed around, and what does his future hold as you see it right now?
Well, the reports that the asking price was high, and they should be. You know, he's 29-year-old catcher right now, kind of in that prime of his career. He's got a couple years controllable left, so if you are Chaim Bloom and you're looking to kind of replenish the system a little bit, he might have been your best asset, your best shot of kind of getting a real arm, you know, in return. And so you wanted to make sure you got it. You didn't want to give him away. I still think there could be some talks in the offseason when it comes to him. You know, I like Christian Vasquez. I think he's a very good catcher. He's proven that he's, you know, he's top kind of echelon kind of catcher in this game. You know, but I think where this team is, I think you have to start looking at all your options. And you got to start looking at some of the catchers that are out there in free agency. I don't know if Philly's going to let Rio